Hello, my name is Chris Groff. I'm a technology teacher at KSAT. It's a magnet school in San Antonio. Today what we're going to be doing is using Blender 2.59 to create a rocket animation. This is for our integrated project, but if you just want to do it for fun, I'm going to walk you through the steps. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is get rid of the cube. So let's go ahead and right click on it and delete it. And we are going to add in a cylinder. So go to Add Mesh and go to Cylinder. And we want to size it up. So right here on the left, the vertices will stay at 32. The radius we're going to put at 0.25. And then the depth will be at 5. Okay? And this will serve as our basically the body tube for our rocket. Next thing we want to do is go to Add Mesh and select Cone. And we're also going to size the cone down. So the radius will be the same as the cylinder. It'll be 0.25. And the depth will be 1. And then once you have that, a helpful thing to do is on the number pad, if you push period, you can zoom in on the object. And what I'm going to do is just use this blue arrow and use it to basically drag the cone up. That's what you want to do. And you just want to align it with the top of the cylinder. And once you have them aligned, what you're going to do is hold Shift and select both of them. And then to join them, press Control J. And that will join them. And we can see that now we have basically, if you right click off of it, right click back on it, it's all one piece. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is add in our fins. And we're going to use planes for this. So we're going to go to Add Mesh and select Plane. And if you press in here on your keyboard, you can bring up your transform properties, and we're going to be using those. So you just want to hit in on your keyboard to bring those up. And I'm going to hit period on the number pad to zoom in on the plane. And what you want to do is click on the rotate manipulator, and you want to rotate your plane basically so that it's up. And right here it says negative 86 degrees. I'm going to change that to negative 90. And that way it'll be straight up. And then I'm going to go back. Right here is the translate manipulator. And I'm going to use that so that I have the arrows on there so that I can move this plane. And what I'm going to do is size the plane, because right now it's way too big. So I'm going to hit S, and then I'm going to push period and then 5 and enter. And that's a more manageable size for a fin. And you just want to line it up with the edge of the rocket. And then once you have that, what we're going to do is go in to vertices mode. So we're going to go into edit mode. And then right here, we're going to select vertex select mode. And with that, you can right click and select an edge, and then left click and drag and start shaping your fin. So you right click to select a vertex. Remember, vertexes are the points in a shape. And then left click and drag the arrow. So I'm left clicking and dragging that blue arrow. Okay. And you want to do that and basically create a fin. And once you have that first fin done, you'll go into object mode, and what we're going to do is do Shift D and then left click and then use the arrow to move it, and then we'll go down here to rotate, to the rotate manipulator, and we'll rotate the fin. And we can always look over here on our properties, and you basically, it should either be at 180, for this one it'll be negative 180. There we go. Let's see. And you can just kind of line it up and then go back with your translate manipulator and move it. So we have these two fins right here. There we go. So basically what we need to do is, once these are lined up, you'll hold Shift and right click both of them, and then do Shift D and left click to duplicate them, and then use your rotate, and you'll rotate them. And we can look over here where it says Z. You want it to be negative 90, and this is depending on basically how you're looking at it, what angles you're looking at it from. So right now we have our fins. So once we have those, we can select all of them, and I'm going to go back into translate mode here, and you want to select all your fins and also select the body tube, and you'll do Control J, and that will join all of them, and you should see that it's all one piece now if you did that correctly. Last thing we're going to do is add the mesh cylinder. We're going to add in our engine for our rocket. So you're going to go to Add Mesh and select Cylinder. And we need to change the size of it, obviously. So under Radius, we're going to put that at 0.10. And then for the depth, we're going to put that at 0.5. And you can hit period. You want to hit period on your number pad to zoom in, and just use this blue arrow, left click and drag it down. And this is going to be our engine for our rocket, and it'll also be what we use to emit smoke later in the animation. Okay, so very important, we're going to parent our engine to our rocket. We don't want to join it because it'll affect how the smoke comes out and everything. So what you want to do is right click your rocket engine first, then hold Shift and then right click your rocket. Okay, and we can see that this orange is a darker color. Once you have it like that, you're going to do Control P and set parent to, and then select object. And then once you have that done, if you're in my class, you want to do File, Save As, and you're going to save this as rocket.blend in your Blender folder. And that'll be it for this first part of our tutorial.